Today we're diving into a true hidden gem of the late 80s drum machines, the Alesis HR-16B. A model that decades after its release still resonates with electronic, techno, and punk scenes. But to fully appreciate the HR-16B, let's roll back the clock and start with its origin story, the Alesis HR-16. The HR-16, released in the late 80s, was Alesis' ambitious step into the drum machine market. Back then, musicians were used to 8-bit sounds, but Alesis thought it was a great idea to have a 16-bit sample machine. Then, everyday musicians could get the kind of drum sounds usually reserved for expensive models like the Roland TR-909 or the Lindrum LM1 and many others. And Alesis wasn't done yet with this, because long after they released the HR-16B, the one that we're going to talk right now, it wasn't just a slight upgrade, but it was a full transformation. The HR-16B took the same tech as its predecessor but swapped out all the sounds. This time they loaded it with bold, gritty samples tailor-made for techno, punk, and electronic music. Just like the HR-16, the 16B featured 99 velocity-sensitive pads, 16-bit sampling, and it was easy to program, qualities that made it a favorite with DIY crowd. Musicians like Orbital, The Grid, Autechre, Subdub, and stereo MCs using this machine. So if you're into vintage gear or want a taste of the sounds that helped shape techno, punk, and electronic music, this Alesis HR-16B deserves a place in your collection. It's still very good price, and it's a piece of history that still holds it today. Okay, so let's explore the sounds first of this machine. And you can change all the different sounds. To change a voice, you just click here and you have all the different sounds. I'm not going to show you all of them because there's actually a lot and it will take forever to show you each one of them, but it's by sets. You have sets of kicks, snares, percussions, and other effects, and I'm going to show you some of them. These are the kicks. And also this is sensitive, so you can give so this is very cool because you can play with the sensitive of the sound. Okay, these are the sets of hits, snares, hi-hats, toms, cymbals, percussions, claps, and some other interesting sounds here. You can tune each one of the sounds. And also you can have volume of each one of the sounds, and panning as well. The panning is valued at 3 only, from 1 to 3. I'm recording actually in mono, so you're not going to hear the panning here. But if you're recording in stereo, you can pan each one of the sounds, so you can have a very nice mix of these. Also, you have the tempo, the beats per minute, and this is one of the most important parts of this machine. You have the MIDI and utilities, so you can set up MIDI to an external device, or you can trigger also these to an external device. And let's explore a little bit of this. You can set the MIDI. To set a MIDI channel, you're going to have to assign it. If you have an external sequencer, just make sure to, for example, in the Digitact, let's do this. I assign number 10 for this, so you have to set the MIDI channel to 10. and let's hear. So here you have it activated. You also have received the MIDI drum notes on. This is if you want to use this as your drums and not using this, just like sending all your drums directly to the Digitact. In case you don't want to do that, you can trigger just this with the sequences that you have, and you can turn it off, and it's not going to be any sound. Or you can turn it on or off, whatever you decide. Also, this doesn't affect if you don't have anything recorded here and you just have your sequences in this device. You can transmit MIDI drum notes, turn it on and off. I'm just going to show you really quick. Set MIDI note click, echo MIDI in or out if you want it off and on, MIDI program pattern select, clock source, MIDI and internal, MIDI clock out. MIDI clock out is going to give you like a sound externally. Auto start enables and the value of the click, if you want it in 1/4, 1 octave, whatever you want. 1/4 for me, I think is a one that is more generic. Click in play enable if you want it on and off. Manual voice tune mix. This is interesting and important because if you have a sound, you can assign a different sound internally to have your click when you're recording. So for example, you can go and tune it. Let's say that you want Bigfoot. Actually, let's do this. I'm going to go to a new pattern. Now I have a kick, but I don't want that. I want something that it sounds more like a real click. So I can change it here. I found one here. This is a good one, and you can also tune it. So if you like that as your click, you can use that one. So now every time you record, now that you assign MIDI to the machine, let's say that you want to trigger a sequence that you created, a pattern that you created from the machine, you can trigger it with this once you assign it to the channel, as I mentioned before. I created something already, so I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to turn off the sounds that I recorded with this. And I recorded already something here. So that's how you create a song using Digitact and triggering this. I recorded the beats here, but you can do the same here. The only thing is that you're not going to have the sensitive pads that this has. That's why I recorded directly here, but it's up to you. Also, when you record your pattern, for example, I want to delete the sounds, you can just erase each individual sounds by pressing the pad, and it's going to show you here, kick erased, snare erase, whatever thing you're doing this. Just be careful once you erase because you cannot go back. So now there's nothing here. Also, you can choose the length that you want to use. I have 8 beats here. Let's say that I want to do 16. And make sure to hit record so it can save your preference. You can quantize once you have it. I have it in 1/16. Okay, Let's record the pattern. Let's say that we have this. Also, you can swing once you have this, and you can go here. It starts at 50, but you can go up to 66.7. I'm gonna put it in the middle, 56. Let's see how it sounds. Now I'm gonna go a little crazier. I'm gonna go all the way up. Let's see how it sounds. So you can see that there's more accent every time you do the swing. So you can either have it at 50%, which is what I like it, or like use it as you like it. You can quantize it. So in case you want to do more variations, you can go higher to 1/24 or 32, 48, 64. Or if you want more precision or something, you can go to 1/4. Well, you know the drill here. This is basically the basics of this. I hope you enjoyed this video. And also, in case you have more questions, you have all the instructions. And that's something that I really like about these machines, that you can have a very useful manual, and you don't have to go to your computer or take a paper manual out, and you can have a guidance here. It explains you exactly what to do to create and record a pattern, to use the playback, quantize, use the tempo, the voice, tuning, mix, etc. It's very useful, and you have everything here. So in case you are stuck with something and maybe you didn't find out that there's a little door here, you can always open it and check what to do. So that, I think that's a really cool thing by Alesis, to add the instructions inside the machine. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you're into retro audio gear. Thank you, and see you in another nostalgic exploration.